Good evening and welcome to Dixon-Dahl Stadium at Bishop Miege High School in Roland Park. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School game of the week. Kansas Class 4A state semifinal action as St. Thomas Aquinas takes on Bishop Miege. Hi everybody, Kevin White, Johnny Beck, Bethany Bowman. Bundle up tonight. It's a cold one tonight and a rematch. That's all it is, Johnny. You got to beat your rival and you get to go to the state championship game. But these teams haven't played for 10 years in the state playoffs, but they play every year in EKL action, and that's where we'll start first. Week 6, Miege has the early lead. St. Thomas Aquinas comes back and beats them.
Well, Aquinas is not a team that you think of that can have a 20-point comeback, but these guys stick with it. They're going to run the football. They're going to be physical up front on both sides.
And Miege, of course, passed the football. Let's get to our Hy-Vee player profile. And running the football for this Aquinas team is Sean Carroll.
Yeah, this is a big bruising back. I mean, he's a wrestler. He's a tough guy. Over 1,600 yards this year, 28 touchdowns, averages 7 yards per carry.
And throwing it for the Stags of Miege, Mac Armstrong.
Yeah, and this guy's accurate, 75% in the air. He's got 4 targets that he's going to go to tonight. Look for Miege to get in rhythm early and try and beat him over the top.
It's the Holy War. St. Thomas Aquinas, Bishop Miege. Winner goes to the state championship game next week. And the loser, your season will end tonight. Kickoff coming up next, right here on Spectrum Sports. Final strains of our national anthem here at Dixon-Dahl Stadium in Roland Park, Kansas. We're on the campus of Bishop Miege High School for this 4A state semifinal game between St. Thomas Aquinas and Bishop Miege on a chilly night. Temperatures in the 20s. And let's meet the coaches for tonight. Randy Dreiling, 9th year as head coach. As you take a look at the numbers on this frigid November night. 24 degrees, winds out of the west-northwest, 5 miles an hour, making about 17 with the wind chill as the captain's coming out. Randy Dreiling won a state championship in 2018, and they're trying to go back to the state championship game for the first time since then. Steve Moritz is your referee in charge tonight. He's wearing the white hat. Terry Kinney injured his ankle earlier this season, and he takes over, and the crew wanted to say a special get well to Terry. He's watching the game tonight.
Toss, right? And you want the ball, and you guys are going to kick from that way down there, okay? Yeah, you're going to kick from this. So swing around there. You guys come over here. Miege won the toss. They'd like to receive. Aquinas is going to kick from the south end zone. Good luck, fellas. Have fun.
So the Stags win the coin toss, and they want the football early on. They're coached by John Holmes, former graduate, 2002 of Bishop Miege High School. Served 8 years as an assistant, and now in his 11th year as the head coach. 6 state titles. They won 6 in a row from 2014 to 2019. Of course, on the other sideline, you've got Coach Dreiling with his 8 state titles, 7 coming at Hutchinson and 1 at St. Thomas Aquinas. So these guys, Johnny, packing a lot of hardware in the trophy case.
Yeah, it's a great matchup, not only of, 2 Catholic schools in the same area, but like you just mentioned, 2 great coaches that have led both programs.
Our sideline reporter tonight, bundled up, is Bethany Bowman. Bethany.
Yeah, guys, I am bundled up down here. It is so cold, but I'm ready for a great matchup tonight. Whether you're a fan of the run game or the pass attack, you're going to see both here tonight, like you mentioned with your players of the game. You know, talk to both head coaches about how they can possibly stop each team's attack. For Coach John Holmes at Miege, he thinks that, you know, for Aquinas with that run game, that they have gotten better this season on stopping the run. So that's the question he wants answered tonight. And then for Coach Randy Dreiling at Aquinas, he thinks that his secondary has been really good, and that's obviously a concern with the big plays from Miege. Either way, we're going to see two great offenses here in the state, and so ready for a good one tonight.
Matt Siebold has it on the tee, and the white tops, gold pants will be the visitors, St. Thomas Aquinas. Red with the white numerals is Bishop Miege. Siebold the run up. This will be fielded near the 4-yard line on the return for Bishop Miege. And they'll get it across the 20-yard line. And that was P.J. McCallop, one of the faster guys on the squad. 4.5 speed, a senior. Sister plays on the girls basketball team as we get our first look at the Miege offense. They're averaging 42 points per game, 437 yards of offense per game. But the big star this year, Mac Armstrong. Colleges weren't looking at this guy before this season. Now JUCOs, Division II schools looking at him as he's had a big senior campaign. First carry by DeAndre Beasley. And DeAndre and David Garcia will split touches in the backfield for this Miege offense. And this is a good first down run by Beasley.
Yeah, and these defenders tonight for both teams, they're going to have to wrap up. Hands aren't as, you know, flexible as they normally are, so you're going to have to wrap up, take these guys all the way down to the ground.
2nd down and 7, Armstrong. En route, caught at the 40-yard line. And it is a first down catch to the top receiver for Miege, his 76th catch of the year, Isaiah Coppage.
See Armstrong just get that ball over the second level there. Coppage with a good catch. Good gain there. Miege offense.
Yards and a first down. Armstrong, quick release. The outside, not much doing there as they find Taryn Jackson. Nice play there by Grant Kelly, the free safety who's back after a concussion. He's one of the faster guys on the St. Thomas Aquinas side. They play a 4-2-5 defense. Terry Pierce is their new defensive coordinator. Former K-State Wildcat, also played in the NFL for the Atlanta Falcons. Both teams with first-year defensive coordinators as Beasley off to the races. DeAndre, a little stop and go, breaking down the sideline, and he is in for the touchdown. Bishop Miege. DeAndre Beasley with a big play early. And the Stags strike first. Now there's a flag down, and this play looks to be coming back. "54 yards, all for naught for DeAndre. They had a big ball game last time these teams played. He had 2 touchdowns in week 6.
Yeah, and Beasley's a guy that kind of gets overshadowed with this Miege passing game, but you see the athleticism here. So he gets to that 2nd and 3rd level. But again, it's all coming back. Hold up front there. It's going to push him back to about 2nd and 17.
Back to the 38-yard line. First drive of the game. For a state semifinals in Kansas. Armstrong, pass near side, and it's caught by Jackson, who's hit immediately. And they'll give him forward progress to the 47-yard line.
And it's the short and intermediate passing game that Mac Armstrong's so good at. And you talked about he's getting these college looks. It's because he completes 75% of his passes. He stays in rhythm and try and get these Aquinas D-backs to cheat up a little bit and try and hit him over the top.
Third down, 7. Let's see if the holding penalty wrecks Miege's first drive of the game. Already lost 6 points off the scoreboard as Armstrong down the middle has his man, first down. Ball comes out. Now they'll signal him down. That was Tommy Wright with the catch and the first down as he gets the football down near the 35-yard line. Took a big hit after a tough catch, and the first down for Miege.
Yeah, good protection up front by the Miege offensive line, allowing Tommy Wright to get across the middle, and Mac Armstrong throws a strike.
19 yards and a first down on the right catch. Here's Beasley, and he's spun down. What a story Julian Marks is, Johnny. He comes to St. Thomas Aquinas as a basketball player, and now all of a sudden he's got 3 D1 offers as a football player. He's a big-time player on the D-line for the Saints.
Yeah, and I think he uses his, basketball athleticism to be such an effective defensive lineman up front. He's able to use his feet and his hands, and you can tell why he's getting the looks. I mean, he's a big guy.
Beasley only got a yard, second down and long. And trying to step to the outside, and he's grabbed from behind. And again, the defense led by their top tackler, Luke Hancock. He is the Hawk linebacker, makes the stop here on Beasley, and it's going to be another third down. And they're going to need a lengthy gain to move the chains. Third down and 6 facing the Stags. And play will be blown dead. Armstrong completing 75% of his passes, over 3,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, only 4 INTs. He had 349 and 5 touchdowns in the win last week as they beat Piper 68-20. St. Thomas Aquinas got past their rivals, St. James Academy, 28-13. So both these teams 3-0 in the playoffs. Winner going to Topeka next Saturday, the 26th. Here's Armstrong going on a fade to Jackson. Can't run underneath it. Incomplete. Coverage by Wyatt Lewis for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, and Lewis was step for step. The receiver going down the field. Armstrong just throws the ball where only his guy can get it. It's going to force a long fourth down here, but you're kind of in that no man's land where you obviously can't attempt a field goal, but punting doesn't make a lot of sense. We'll see if they go with the quick kick here and try and pin him deep.
He backed up to do that quick kick and just straight up in the air. And the ball hovering around the 20-yard line. So only a 17-yard punt on fourth down and 13. And now we see the flexbone offense of St. Thomas Aquinas coming out on the field. Their quarterback is Aiden Skinner. He's a junior. Young man, they need to play well tonight. Been an up and down year for him. He was benched in week 5 against Rockhurst, regained his job after they lost to Rockhurst as they turned the ball over 5 times. First and 10 from the 21. There's their money man, Carroll. He is a tough tackle. He's finally ridden down near the 28-yard line, a gain of 7, but you better bring your lunch pail and your hard hat to tackle number 23 for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Well, and it's such a hard offense to scout for, during the week, and there's nobody on the Miege side that's going to be able to simulate Sean Carroll, so Miege guys are going to have to figure it out really quick that he's not going to go down with just a little pushover tackle.
Skinner calling his own number, and he has acquired the first down. He averages 3.9 yards per carry, running the football, 3 touchdowns. Hayward with the stop, the strong safety, but not after Skinner got the first down. St. Thomas Aquinas, they won the EKL this year. As Carroll is bottled up, not much on this play. They went 6-1 to Miege's 5-2. That's a feather in their cap because the EKL is so strong in football every year. And they beat Miege week 6, early October, 29-26, after Miege led 20-0 in that ball game. Miege was hurt by turnovers. Pitch it out. One of their wing players. Guys on the wings that run the football. This is Gianni Rizzi, the junior. Flag is down. He averages 8.2 yards per carry. He's the speed guy to the outside.
This is what this Aquinas offense can't afford to do, is go backwards. Looks like it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Chop block on the Saints. Second down and long. 2nd and 21. Skinner to throw, has a man down the field, and he runs underneath it and stumbles out of bounds. Jeremiah Penny dialing up the over-the-shoulder catch, and it's a big one.
Well, and you talked about Skinner having to have a big game. First pass of the game. Throws an absolute dime to Penny down the sideline. Looked like Penny was trying to stay in there.
Yeah,
Didn't
he
bounce
couldn't
there,
keep
but
his balance, though. 31 yards and a first down into plus territory. And here's Carroll. And he is shut down on the play. Erasto Sadehi, the junior defensive lineman who's having a big year, makes the stop, number 58. He leads the team in sacks. And also he's tied for the lead in tackles for a loss. And I think he's going to get another one there as Carroll lost a yard, 2nd down and 11. And this is Rizzi. Dad is one of the head freshman coach. Rizzi lost the ball at his own sideline. And Rizzi's very fast to the edge. Mentioned 8.2 yards per carry, but let's see where he loses this football as he's going down. Yeah, it's definitely a fumble. It came out before he hit the ground, but he's able to spit it out toward his own sideline, and it goes out of bounds. And it is a first down at the 34-yard line. Ball security going to be big tonight, Johnny, with the cold weather. And last time Miege had 3 turnovers to 1 for St. Thomas Aquinas. And you know, the coach speak all week was can't have turnovers, can't have penalties, and that's going to be the calling card tonight for both these teams.
Yeah, fortunate that ball went out of bounds, but yeah, Kev, it's one of those things where you got to keep that ball high and tight and both hands on it through contact. You just don't have the grip strength that you normally do when it's a little bit warmer outside.
2nd down and 6 after the Carroll run. Here's Sean again. Sean taken down. Nice stop by Aiden Wing, or he might take it to the house. The free safety made the stop, but it's another first down run for Sean Carroll, who's going to wrestle in college at Northern Illinois. An interesting story tonight. They're starting his younger brother at right guard, Stephen Carroll. Big story with him. He's a 9th grader, first freshman to start on offense for Coach Dreiling in his career. Now, he started several on the defensive side, but not on the offensive side, as Carroll takes a hard hit at the 20-yard line as Hayward finished him off. But you got 2 Carrolls on the offensive side, and Sean's running the football.
Well, the other brother was starting center here for several years, so we've got the bloodline of football and wrestlers.
Yeah. Sean Carroll finished 2nd at 195 in the Kansas State 5A State Wrestling Tournament. And last time he played Miege, he went for 233 on the ground and 3 touchdowns on 40 carries. So look for 23 to get the ball a lot. 3rd down and 3. Here he is. Running the football is Skinner. And the quarterback, as the defense went for Carroll, and Skinner able to make the right decision. They say the coaching staff says he makes good calls. This time he makes the right call. And the quarterback runs for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal now for the Saints. Their first drive of the game from the 9-yard line, 1st and goal. Carroll. He'll work his way down. Nice gain on first down. Last week, Carroll went for 211 on the ground and 4 touchdowns. This guy, thick legs, squats 600 plus pounds.
Well, you see him every time he gets contact, he's falling forward. He really knows how to use his body and uses that leverage to gain those extra yards after contact.
And here he goes, and into the end zone, touchdown, Sean Carroll. Rushing touchdown number 29, 5-yard rushing touchdown. And the Saints striking first here, no penalty flags, so this 6 will stay on the board for the visitors, St. Thomas Aquinas. Extra point try for Matt Seabolt. Dylan Webb is your holder, backup quarterback. Extra point right through there. Good start for St. Thomas Aquinas as they're able to drive it down the field, get through some penalties, Johnny. Fumble the ball out of bounds, and Sean Carroll caps the drive with the 5-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, you thought maybe the penalty, the chop block was going to kind of stall that drive out, but very next play, Skinner able to hook up with Penny on a big pass play and just kind of fed Carroll the rest of the way. And again, the strength of this team is up front. Offensive line did a good job of finishing that drive. And Sean Carroll, first touchdown of the game tonight.
A long drive too, Johnny, and look how much time was taken off the clock.
Well, and that's what this Aquinas team wants to do more than anything, is keep the Miege offense off the field. Right there you see 14 plays, 79 yards, took almost 5 minutes off the clock. So this team gets rolling. Not only are they wearing down the defense, but they're keeping that Miege offense on the sideline.
Playing in the semifinals, like a regular thing for both these teams. 9 straight for Miege, 9 straight for St. Thomas Aquinas. You can almost, when you're filling out your bracket before the playoffs start, write in pen these 2 teams in the semifinals because they always seem to be there. Saints were in 5A last year, now down to 4A, and that's why we get this matchup tonight as Seabolt sending it. This will be Aiden Wing on a return near the Aquinas sideline. Not much running room for Wing, who's also a basketball player. And now the second drive of the night for the Stags. First drive, Johnny, we saw the touchdown erased by the penalty, but some penalty flags kind of hurt the Stags on that first drive.
Yeah, and again, that's uncharacteristic of this Miege offense, shooting themselves in the foot. So look for these guys to get back in rhythm. Again, you're looking at the short intermediate passing routes to kind of get this drive going and try to get that ball to these playmakers.
They motion their 2 tight ends to the right. They have 2 good ones in Moeller and Jensen. As Armstrong throwing, and Coppage coming back and makes the catch with Wyatt Lewis draped all over him. And he'll get forward progress to the 37, 8 yards gain here as Coppage helping the quarterback out by coming back for that football.
You see him kind of using his body to box out. Wyatt Lewis is one of those multi-sport athletes. He's a basketball guy as well. Not able to get in front and get that ball knocked down.
And Lewis has 3 interceptions, had an interception last week. Play blown at the snap. Coach Holmes wanting to avoid penalty flags. One of the things he stressed in this game, they must make the most of their possessions. You just can't have turnovers. He loves this rivalry. He says it's a fun rivalry with the coaching staff of St. Thomas Aquinas. They're well coached and they play hard, so he'll have to play more games with them. As this running play for Beasley, short gain. Owen Charlton, the defensive end, will get credit for the stop.
Yeah, nothing fancy there, just wrapping Beasley up around the feet. He's not able to break away.
Another critical down and distance, 3rd down and 6 for the Stags at their own 34-yard line, trailing by a touchdown and a PAT late first quarter. Pass down the middle, it's caught. Beasley in space. Beasley turning on the speed, and he's finally tripped up just inside the 10-yard line with a shoestring tackle. It'll be 1st and goal for the Stags. DeAndre Beasley as a receiver this time, Johnny.
Yeah, you see Beasley just work straight up the field. He's matched up with the linebacker and just runs right by him. Again, we know Armstrong, he's got that nice touch on the football. Huge pickup for Miege.
Goes for 54 yards. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Here's Beasley on a cutback run. And he is shut down on the play by Kean Payne, the junior defensive lineman.
Yeah, Payne's another guy who's going to get a lot of attention as he's very active up front as well. And you've got him and Marks the next couple years up front.
They say he's their most improved player, leads the team in quarterback hurries and tackles for a loss. He's only a junior. He's had a terrific junior campaign. Under a minute to play in your first quarter. State semifinals, Class 4A winner goes to Topeka next week. Play action Armstrong. Looking left, now throwing to the right, low, incomplete. As that was Tommy Wright trying to sell it to the official in the back of the end zone. He didn't buy it. And now it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 8.
Yeah, Armstrong just working out of the pocket there, being patient. And like Tommy Wright was going to break open on the backside of the end zone. Armstrong not able to get that ball up high enough. And right there, you kind of just see that ball skip off the turf. Good job by Wright selling it, but referee right on top of it. Play call, or good call there on the incomplete pass.
3rd down and goal. Looking for the tying touchdown. Armstrong on a back shoulder fade. Coppage with a catch. Touchdown, Bishop Miege. 8 yards. Boy, they just drew that up perfectly. Coppage able to make the catch. And now the official is talking to him. Was there some contact between the wide receiver and the defensive back? No flags are thrown. Touchdown, Miege.
Well, and you like the matchup there up top. You had Coppage one-on-one, and I think any time that you can get that matchup, you're going to throw the ball to him. See right there, Coppage able to come back and catch that football, but great throw and catch there by Mac Armstrong.
Extra point is up and good. 15th receiving touchdown by Isaiah Coppage. 33rd touchdown pass. I think the official was warning Coppage about pushing off, and maybe they're going to call it the next time, as Bittner had the coverage there, and you see him kind of get pushed away. And no flags were thrown, but you see the official talking in the right ear hole of Coppage about maybe the next time the flag is going to go down. But we're all even at 7 apiece after the PAT by Neenan.
Yeah, and Coppage is one of those guys. He's not going to beat you with the speed so much as he's going to be able to create that small separation. And right there you see he's the go-to guy on that 3rd down play. Again, Miege able to drive down the field and tie this football game up.
Rizzi and Penny, the deep guys for the Saints. Anderson is your kickoff man, Christopher Anderson. As this will be Penny from the 10-yard line. Penny right down the right hash near the 24-yard line, and that's where the flexbone offense will be run by Aiden Skinner. This team averages 34 points per game, 489 yards per game. 348 of the 489 via the ground. They're a running team. They'll run it about 80% of the time. And they're good on third downs. They're nearly at 50% conversion rate on third downs at 47%. As here's Skinner, and flags and whistles blow this dead as you see Coach Dreiling there on the sideline exploding. Coach Dreiling, 61 years old, still that fire in his belly. Trust me, I interviewed him on Monday. He's still salty. Grandfather of 6. Excited tomorrow for the New Mexico State and Missouri game. His son Nate is the defensive coordinator at New Mexico State. So his son going to try to stop the Missouri Tigers offensively. As here's Skinner, not much doing. And that should do it for the first quarter. All even at 7. 4A Kansas Class or state semifinal action. Miege gets it tied up. DeAndre Beasley as a receiver out of the backfield takes it 54. And they find Coppage to tie the ball game at 7 at the end of 1 on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Ready for the start of the second quarter, 4A state semifinals. Coach Dreiling's team got a long 14-play drive, capped by a Carroll rushing touchdown. Answered by a pass from Armstrong to Coppage, tied at 7 as we start play. Second quarter. Second down and 14 from the 22. Kevin White, Johnny Beck, Bethany Bowman, and our entire crew bundled up on this chilly night in Roland Park. There's Skinner on a quarterback run. Wrapped up on the play by Aiden Wing.
You see Wing just working downhill. Good job of coming up, filling the running lane, but this is not the situation that Aquinas wants to be in, 3rd and long. They're not known to pass the ball, although they are 1 for 1 tonight. See if they elect to keep the ball on the ground or put the ball in the air and try and pick up the first down here.
The defensive thought is to push this team behind the stakes and make them throw, and they do throw, and trying to hit their tight end there, Talon Brown, and it's incomplete.
Might have got a hold on the receiver.
There's a flag down in the secondary. Brown signaling it's on Miege.
It's either going to be a defensive hold or a pass interference here.
Holding on Miege in the secondary. So it'll be 1st and 10. Spotted at the 37-yard line. And the quarterback Skinner. And he is shut down. The defensive line doing a good job. At that time, it was Aiden Wing, the free safety up there.
Well, when your defensive line stays in their gap, it allows those secondary guys to play downhill. You see right there, doing a good job of just, again, filling the running lanes, not trying to do too much.
Check that. That might have been Jack Beard. As this pass down the field is going to be picked off, intercepted by Bishop Miege. P.J. McCallop stepping in front of the receiver that time, Joe Luffman, and takes it away. And our first turnover is by St. Thomas Aquinas on the pick by P.J. McCallop.
Yeah, great job by McCallop, just staying stride for stride, working down the field. He goes up exactly what you're taught to do, high point that football. Able to go up and get it against a taller receiver, but again, you see the position that McCallop has. Going up and getting that football. Great job by P.J. McCallop.
Guy that tore his ACL last year in week 1. He's a track star. He's glad to be out there playing from the 28. Quick pitch to the boundary, and not much doing for Beasley that time, as he was shut down on the edge there by Luke Hancock, the linebacker. Second down and long coming up. 6th interception of the season thrown by quarterback Aiden Skinner. Second down and 9. Armstrong finding his man. It is Wright. Tommy Wright turns it up the field across the 35. And he's a little bit shy of the first down. Tommy Wright, kid that had 6 touchdowns last year, has 3 this year. And now 3rd down and short, facing the Stags offense, trying to take advantage of the interception by McCallum. Running room and aplenty for DeAndre Beasley. Will easily get the first down before Dylan Marshall, the junior safety, makes the stop. But good job of the offensive line springing Beasley for the first down.
Yeah, just sealing the edge. You see Jensen out there as well, doing a good job of blocking.
The guys up front, Montoya, Schleicher, Arroyo, North, Werner, rotate some guys in. They've had to move some of their offensive linemen like Jalen Wilson to the defensive line, so they've had to bring in some guys to replace them. Arroyo fighting an ankle injury, but playing tonight. But you take a look at Coach Tim Grunhard, the run coordinator, his 12th year. Travis Grossadier is the passing coordinator. They have co-offensive coordinators. Second down and long. Second down and 9. Armstrong, plenty of time, delivers down the field. Coppage the catch, the swift turn, and he'll take it down to the 34-yard line. First down for the Stags. Coppage, so tough to tackle in the open field. Look at this nifty move, Johnny, in space.
Again, just finding the open area. Mac Armstrong throwing the strike there, and like you said, Kev, Coppage able to use his body and kind of shield that defender away, spins upfield for a big gain. 1st and
10, pass to the tight end. Dagan Jensen wide open, breaks a tackle. Dagan inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line. Bittner makes the stop. 1st and goal for the Stags as they go for 29 to their tight end, Dagan Jensen.
Yeah, and he's kind of the sleeper on this offense. I mean, he's got a lot of catches, a lot of yards, but seems like teams forget about how athletic he is in open space, and right there you see the tight end. Another big gain for this Miege offense.
1st and goal, Beasley from the 5, and he is bottled up. Jensen getting Ivy League looks. They say he's an FCS prospect. Also plays on the basketball team. As we take another look at this Beasley run, and a lot of penetration by the Saints. Blake O'Brien, he's kind of the opposite of Jack Beard, these 2 outside linebackers that do such a good job of shutting down running plays by crashing down. Actually lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line. Oh, yeah. Beasley another touch. Beasley on a cutback. Beasley into the end zone.
Coppage left early.
Now they got a flag down. And Beasley's going to be frustrated. He's going to have another touchdown taken off the board. His team with a penalty.
Yeah, it looks like Coppage wasn't set, or he was taking a step back trying to figure out if he was supposed to be on the line of scrimmage or not. As you see at the bottom of the screen, right before the snap of the ball, he moves, and the referee doesn't hesitate throwing the flag.
Legal shift on the Stags. Well, Beasley definitely got in, but illegal shift wipes it off the board. Back to the 10-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Stags. Trying to take advantage of an interception by McCallum. Wide receiver screen. Coppage gets the block. Coppage gets his face mask grab and dashes into the end zone for the Miege touchdown of 10 yards, his second of the night. We are pretty sure the flag will be a face mask, and this touchdown should stand, the second of the night for Coppage, 16th of the season. Boy, the senior having a big year receiving the football. Did somebody say an Otis Taylor Award possibly for this guy?
Yeah, he definitely is. He's not the front runner. He's top two. Anytime this guy touches the ball, it's a positive play. And right there, just a simple pitch and catch. Those guys on the perimeter doing a good job of staying with their man, and Coppage breaks one tackle. He's into the end zone.
Armstrong now has 34 touchdown passes, 16 of which going to Isaiah Coppage, as the extra point up and through for Stephen Neenan. So the Stags, Johnny, take advantage of the turnover by St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, nothing fancy, just getting the ball out to Coppage. See right there, strength he has. You've got to.
I think that was Jensen with the good block on the edge there.
Well, Coppage is a guy you're going to have to go low on. You're going to be able to tack him up by the shoulder pad. You're going to have to go low on him. He's got those thick legs that just keep churning through contact. You see the 8 plays, 72 yards. P.J. McCallum with the big interception. Looks like Miege is going to be kicking off from.
Yeah, the penalty for the face mask was tacked on to the ensuing kickoff. So they'll move it to the 45 on the plus side. And Anderson is their kickoff guy. And
we'll see if they elect to try and pin him deep here, try and get like a little sky kick out there, or if they just kick it through the back of the end zone.
And Anderson will knock it through the end zone. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Skinner and the Saints offense. Got the rushing touchdown early by Carroll, then through the interception by Skinner. So let's see what the Saints have in store for the Miege defense. And we mentioned that they also have a new defensive coordinator, Pat Hansen, first year, former Liberty head coach, also coached at Schlegel, Harmon, and in the college ranks at William Jewell. So he is playing a 4-2-5 defense. And getting to the edge and running for a first down and more is Rizzi, the junior. These guys on the edge have a lot of speed, and it is block right. And if you're not assignment sound, they will gash you. And they did that on this nice play as it goes for 21 and a first down as we send it down to Bethany.
Hey guys, thinking back to that last drive by Miege, I don't think that you're going to find a more balanced group of receivers than this Stags team. Obviously, Isaiah Coppage over 1,200 now. Terrell Jackson on the season over 600. Dagan Jensen over 500. Tommy Wright over 400. And that's what makes Miege so good. Their ability for Mac Armstrong to go through his reads, find the best receiver every play. And it looks like now they're going to get the ball back again.
Fumble recovery by the youngster, the freshman, Devin Davis. As it looked like the snap, and yep, the ball was not handled by Skinner, and the freshman, number 77, the big guy, 233, covers it up. Turnover number 2 by the Saints.
Yeah, and you got to think that's just cold hands, not able to get the snap cleanly, and the ball kind of pops up in the air. That's just right into the Miege defender there, and again, you got to take care of the football.
Well, the center and the quarterback, poor exchange and the turnover, and now Armstrong and the offense back out for the Stags. Beasley looking like he wants to throw. Now we'll tuck it and run, and not much doing on that play. Was it a gadget play there, Johnny, that he just said, oh, I don't see it working, so I'm just going to run it. It looked like he was
it's like he had the option to run or pass.
cranking to throw.
Good coverage down the field, so Beasley does the smart thing and tucks it and picks up about a yard there.
He was able to get 1 yard, 2nd down and 9. And here is Beasley. And the Saints with 2 first-half turnovers, and here's the interception by McCallum that Miege able to turn into points with their wide receiver, Isaiah Coppage. And now the Saints have just fumbled the football in a quarterback-center exchange. Let's see what happens to see if the Stags can take advantage now. Need to convert on 3rd down and 5 from the 33-yard line. Armstrong down the field, tight end wide open is Jensen. 5, and he'll be tackled inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Dagan Jensen was wide open before he was finally grabbed by the safety man, Marshall. But the Stags on the doorstep again at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, they faked the screen, and Jensen just kind of releases up the field. Nobody for Aquinas goes with him, and again, tied in with the big gain on 3rd down.
Beasley the cutback. Hammered down, shy of the goal line, but our camera guys get in the action with big number 89 in red. Here's Beasley. Beasley into the end zone from 1 yard out. Touchdown for number 1, DeAndre Beasley. And he's looking for a flag. None this time, DeAndre. This one will count. His 3rd time in the end zone, 1st time on the scoreboard, and it's now 20-7, Bishop Miege.
Yeah, 3rd time's a charm there for Beasley. Just stay with him, and it's a good job of finding the end zone there. And this one, like you said, Kev, that one will count.
It's 11 rushing touchdowns for the senior Beasley. Neenan's extra point is through and good. 21-7. So, Johnny, back-to-back Saints turnovers, back-to-back Stag touchdowns, 1 via the pass, 1 via the ground. And once again, another turnover haunting St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, and this one, deep in Aquinas' territory, kind of setting up Miege with good field position. And again, you see Beasley there capping off that drive with the touchdown, first of the night for him. But have you talked about those guys up front for Miege doing a good job of sealing their blocks?
Well, Beasley, 6.6 yards per carry, now 11 touchdowns on the year. Have not seen David Garcia tonight. He's fighting an ankle injury. He's going to give up more touches to Beasley as this kick return from the 3-yard line by Penny. And he has running room. Penny breaking free. The safety man's got to get him, and he does. Oh my. Nearly broke it, Jeremiah Penny. Some 57 yards on the return, and one guy had to get a piece of him, and he did.
Yeah, you see Penny doing a good job just getting upfield, nothing fancy there. Breaks the tackle, and it looks like right here he's gone, but great job there. Saved that touchdown.
That was the kicker, Johnny. That was Anderson who just got a piece.
Well, and he was fighting off a block as well.
And they'll spot the football after the long return by Penny with the neon gloves, as he'll line up as a wingback. They have 2 wingbacks and a fullback in the flex bone. The fullback is Carroll. And Carroll is bottled up. Guy there, Jack Beard. Well, Jack is one of their top defensive players, 3rd in total tackles, has 2 interceptions, 4 fumble recoveries, and he's one of the stronger guys on the team, and you can hear him delivering a stop here. Outside linebacker, junior Jack Beard.
Neil Carmen did a good job of taking on that initial block, and he kind of blew that play up in the backfield, allowing those teammates to get downhill and make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Skinner, the quarterback, a whirling dervish on that play. And he'll get about 4 or 5 yards on that run. Down to the 36-yard line.
I would assume you're in 4-down territory here, so it's not imperative that Aquinas puts the ball in the air here. We'll see if they stay on the ground, but definitely in that no man's land.
3rd down and 6 from the 36. Carroll to the 31. He'll get about 5. They're still going to be a little bit short. It'll be 4th down.
About a half yard, it looks like.
Well,
he's got to get to the 31-yard line. It looks like he's at the 31 and a half.
A little bit short. Stryling probably wants to see a measurement to see how far he needs to get.
I think if you're Miege, you're selling out on Sean Carroll getting the football here. So they bring in some big guys up front to kind of stuff that.
And now they've repositioned the ball, and they moved it up and far enough for a 1st down. Perplexing. The groans you're hearing is from the home side, the Miege fans. And it'll be a 1st down. Interesting. Running play, Carroll pushing his own blocker, and he'll fight his way to the 25 for a gain of 6. Let's take another look here. The ball looked to be short. Spotted there, and then it's all of a sudden moved up. And Steve Moritz, the white hat, says it's a 1st down now in the new spot. 2nd down and 4. Carroll again. Carroll to the outside. Carroll pounding his way inside the 15-yard line. And he'll have a 1st down run. Sean Carroll, 1,600 yards, back-to-back years, and still going this year, along with 29 touchdowns. And he is a tough tackle. He seems to run through you and then step on you on the way by. Running play to the 10-yard line by the quarterback Skinner. Under 3 minutes to go before Hy-Vee at the half. Numbers, highlights. And we'll have a special interview for you with Bethany coming up at halftime. Here's Sean Carroll. Again, still fighting hard inside the 5-yard line. Daniel Sullivan, our special halftime interview, does the play-by-play, along with Dave Lopez during the regular season on the NFHS Miege football games, and good enough to let him, or he's good enough to let us use his booth here, and we are broadcasting in the Miege students booth as Carroll easily off the right side. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas. Sean Carroll, magic number 30 as far as touchdowns for number 23, Sean Carroll. And it's a 21-13 ball game.
Yeah, and when Aquinas needed a drive and points on the board, are able to get a big kickoff return by Penny. Short field sets up this Aquinas offense well, and they're able to finish off the drive in the end zone.
Seabold extra point, and he's got it. Carroll over 1,600 yards and now 30 touchdowns for the senior, headed to Northern Illinois to college wrestle.
Short yardage is Sean Carroll's strength, as you see right there. Both hands on the football. Putting those shoulder pads out in front, falling forward. Again, Aquinas able to get on the board. Sorry, Aquinas able to cut this down to a 1-score lead just before halftime, but still plenty of time on the clock, and Miege still has all 3 timeouts, so look for them to try and put some points on the board here before halftime.
Yeah, with the Miege quick strike offense, they've got plenty of time. All 3 of their timeouts. Seabolt to kick off. PJ McCallop is the deepest man. Now they send another man back inside the 10-yard line. That is Coppage. So their speed guys are back awaiting this kick. The wind has really died down. It was pretty strong in the afternoon. Toward the early evening, it slowed down to about 5-10 miles an hour as this kick toward the sideline and out of bounds. So that'll be a penalty on the kicker for St. Thomas Aquinas. In good field position now for Miege, but it looks like the wind, Johnny, is looking at the stars and stripes there in the south end zone. Doesn't look like much movement, so that's a good thing for the folks not wanting any wind chill factor. As I'll spot the football at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Miege with the ball being kicked out of bounds.
All 3.
Fans all bundled up. Temperatures in the 20s. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Armstrong finding Coppage, and Coppage makes the catch as we get forward progress to the 44. It'll be a gain of about 9, but you see Coppage here, it's almost like he's a rebounder blocking out on the defensive back who's right behind him there. That is Joey Goodnow.
Yeah, he just stays patient with where he's at, and he attacks that football when it's thrown his way.
It's a gain of 9. 2nd down and short. Armstrong down the field. Coppage had this ball deflected. And that was Bittner, got his glove on that and knocked it away. Fans seem to want a penalty flag, and there's no yellow on the field.
I think it's a good job of getting that left hand up. Dylan Marshall almost able to come up with that deflection.
And Bittner, 2nd leading tackler on the team. Honorable mention, all EKL players. Beasley gets the 1st down and more. Beasley turning on the Jets down the sidelines, and he's tackled from behind. Touchdown saving tackle by the outside linebacker O'Brien, and Beasley might be a little shaken up as he got the back of his legs hit on this tackle, and sometimes get your Achilles or your ankles twisted here, and he is a little slow coming to the sidelines as O'Brien saved the touchdown.
Well, and you've already mentioned that Garcia's got a lower body injury as well, so interesting to see who Miege is going to go with in the backfield now. Looks like Garcia's in the huddle, so.
Well, it's a 34-yard run as the trainer looks at DeAndre Beasley. And looks like David Garcia is coming out on the field to play running back now for Bishop Miege. Let's look at the penalties. Be 1st and 10 from the 22. Just over a minute and some change left. Can the Stags get points before Hy-Vee at the half? This 4A state semifinal game. Armstrong, post pattern, and the diving attempt is caught. Touchdown, Dagan Jensen. As he and the linebacker Hancock are really jousting for the football, but they've already signaled touchdown for the tight end. And Dagan Jensen with the touchdown catch in the back of the end zone, 22 yards for the score.
He's such a tough guy to coverage, especially over the top. And he's another guy able to use his body and kind of shield that defender off. But Mac Armstrong throws that ball where only his guy can catch it. And Jensen does a good job of sliding down and catching that football.
Neenan 4 for 4 on PATs, and Jensen, who lit up the Saints the last time, had 8 for 146 and 2 touchdowns. He's on pace for that tonight after this touchdown catch of 22 yards.
And you even see the jostling for position there, but Jensen's able to get those hands out, and what a great catch there. It's good coverage in the end zone. Definitely can't knock the coverage. Just a really good throw and catch there by Armstrong and Jensen.
4 plays, 65 yards, less than a minute off the clock. Jensen now has 9 receiving touchdowns on the year, 3 of them coming against the Saints of St. Thomas Aquinas. As he had an 80-yard touchdown the last time these teams played. Anderson sending it down the field. Penny from the 6 on the return. Penny going to the outside, and Tommy Wright finishes him off shy of the 20-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Saints offense. Down 28-14. Once again, they were down 20-0 in week 6 in early October and rallied to beat Bishop Miege. They've won 4 of the last 5 meetings. If you look at Holmes against Dryling, this matchup is very close, 5-4 Miege, but Miege got those mostly early on, 14, 15, 16, and 17. They did win in 21, but St. Thomas Aquinas has won 4 of the last 5, as we're going to get a timeout for the Saints.
Timeout, Saints.
Well, the 4A bracket, this is how it's panned out thus far, and it was a tight win for Miege, Johnny, in the regional, and they got it done. The weather was terrible that night, and then they took out Piper. Of course, St. Thomas Aquinas gets the revenge on St. James Academy. And that big rivalry, Catholic rivalry game, and that's where we are tonight. 4A state semifinals. The other side of the bracket, the west side, features Wamego and McPherson playing for a spot in Topeka for the winner of this game. Wamego is the undefeated team and the #1 seed from the west bracket. And now Skinner is drilled on the play. He tried to take off and run, and he got a hit by the linebacker and leading tackler, Justice Betts, the junior.
Yeah, and you know when he hits you, he's one of those hard hitters. Kind of reminds me of when Dylan Downing was playing here. Does such a good job of managing the middle of the field and being the leader of this defense. See him right there just working downhill.
Say he's an FCS prospect, Johnny. And
he's a good football player.
Tackle leader, tied for the lead in tackles for a loss. As this running play by Carroll is a punishing one across the 30. And once again, you want to tackle Sean Carroll, tell you what, he makes you earn it. It is a 1st down run by Sean Carroll as Hayward got knocked into, looked like he's already starting Monday. He's in the next week. As this running play, the running back slipping this time. That was Rizzi to the outside. Lost his footing, and that'll be it for the first half. 28-14. Bishop Miege leads it by 2 touchdowns in this 4A state semifinal game. Winner goes to Topeka next Saturday. Fans going in to warm up, I'm sure, on this chilly night in Roland Park. But it's Miege behind 2 turnovers by St. Thomas Aquinas, leading by 2 touchdowns at the intermission, 28-14 on their home field. Well, let's send it down to Bethany. with your
Coach,
halftime
we've seen
interview.
you guys in the run game and in the pass game. Just how vital has that balance been in this league right now?
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's where we couldn't do it the first time, and we knew we were going to have to do that to be able to play with these guys because they're so good at what they do. So we got to keep it going because we've been in this situation before, and we want a different ending this time.
What adjustments made in the halftime locker room?
Yeah, I mean, you just keep executing what we're doing. You know, defense did a great job. They gave them the ball in the short field on the kickoff return, which we got to avoid doing that. You know, our guys just got to keep playing the way that they played that first half.
Good luck in the second half, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
Two top teams in 4A, one spot in the state championship game on the line tonight. DeAndre Beasley, Mac Armstrong making big plays. Saints by 2 touchdowns at halftime. Halftime continues. Beautiful lighting there with the St. Agnes Catholic Church there in the background. 28-14. Stags leading the Saints as we send it down to Bethany with her special guest.
I'm joined here by Miege Jr., Daniel Sullivan, and Daniel was so gracious to give Spectrum Sports his normal broadcasting booth. So Kevin and Johnny, you owe this guy a big thank you. But Daniel, what have you seen broadcasting all year for the Stags out of this Miege team?
Yeah, this is my 3rd year broadcasting for Miege, and it's by far our most successful. We were 6-2 in the regular season. Obviously, whenever you're in a state semifinal, that's not too bad, but it's a much tighter team, and it's really been just fun to be along for the ride.
What has your experience been like getting to broadcast these past few years?
It's been awesome. For me, it's about, there are people that can't come to the game, whether it be, it's 20 degrees tonight or distance or anything. And if they can watch my broadcast, they feel like they're there in some way, and that's important to me.
Is this something you'll continue and want to pursue in the future as a career path?
That's the hope. I'd love to go to college for it, and I'd really love to continue to pursue it.
Well, great job, Daniel, and thanks so much for, again, the booth and your time and your expertise this season for the Stags.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, there's Johnny up in the booth there. Daniel Sullivan and Dave Lopez from Manny's, the parent and the student, do the broadcasts for Miege football on NFHS. And I talked to Daniel before the game, and he's looking to go to either Syracuse or Arizona State and become a sports broadcaster. As we take a look at the stars of the first half, brought to you by Hy-Vee. How about Isaiah Coppage's first half, the wide receiver for the Stags?
Yeah, he's kind of the go-to guy for this Miege passing attack, and you see why. He's able to use his body. He's got really good hands. Right here, you see him able to adjust to that ball and that back shoulder. But he's a tough guy to bring down. You see him, Coppage in open field right here, breaking a couple tackles. And 5 receptions, only 43 yards, but 2 big TDs tonight with this Miege offense rolling.
Yeah, they were big. Got them started. Nice 10-yard touchdown catch. Also had a 8-yard touchdown catch, so 2 short touchdown catches. Coppage now on the season has 16. His quarterback has 34 touchdowns. That's Mac Armstrong. Yes, Stags trying to get to the state championship game for the first time since 2019. And they won it that year. This will be their 14th appearance at the state title game. If St. Thomas Aquinas wins, this will be their 4th. Here we go. Run up, Anderson the boot. And return from the 5-yard line by Rizzi. And Rizzi, nice special teams work there by the Stags, as coming down and making that stop was Connor Neenan. He's the defensive back and linebacker. And now it's on the shoulders of that guy, Aiden Skinner. Through an interception, had a fumble on a center exchange, and the Saints need a big half from number 18 in white. From the 22, 1st and 10, Saints. be the quarterback. He'll get about 3 yards before he is tackled on the play. As coming up and making the play is Hayward, the strong safety. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Again, you see these linebackers and safeties for Miege able to play downhill. So they're not allowing these Aquinas running backs to get to the second level, which is so important.
And this is Carroll using those tree trunk legs and able to run close to the first down. Let's see where they're spotting this football. And they say first down, St. Thomas Aquinas. So Carroll able to acquire the first down as he got 7 and a couple of whiskers over 7 yards. And it's 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line for STA. Play action, Skinner in trouble, Skinner sacked. Sadeihi was back there and he had some help. Also back there, involved in the stop was John Swaney, the linebacker. And he turned around and just saw red.
Yeah, Skinner wanted to continue rolling out to the left, but the defensive line did a good job of closing it down and finishing it off with the big tackle there.
Jalen Wilson was back there for the sack party. Loss of 10, 2nd down and 20. Carroll pounds the left side. Not much doing. This defense for the Stags, 18 takeaways coming in, so you add the 2 tonight, so they're at 20. And they're now plus 14 in turnover ratio, and they only give up 16 points per game. But when you have a turnover ratio that far into the double figures, I'll tell you what, that is one of the metrics I look at, and it's usually the mark of a very strong team. Set up the screen pass. Carroll breaking a tackle. Carroll in space gets some blocks down the field. Baird will escort him to the chalk, but Sean Carroll, once he broke that initial tackle, Johnny, this was a big play brewing.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who missed that tackle right there, but Carroll able to stay on his feet. And he's not the fastest guy out on the field, but he's such a load to take down, and huge pickup there on the screen pass.
Yeah, they were able to convert on 3rd down and 17 with a screen pass to Carroll, who gets the toad here for short yardage. Tackled by Betts. So that was a big 3rd down conversion for the Saints. We're down by 2 touchdowns. And if they're able to drive down with this first drive of the 3rd quarter and get points, you know, game on here in the 4A state semifinals. Quarterback keeping and the quarterback going down as he is stuffed on the play, as Swaney was there and Sadeihi, the junior, combine on the stop, and it's going to leave him 3rd down and 6.
Sadeihi just staying at home, making the play. Again, you got to be disciplined on that side of the football. Got to read your keys and make sure you stay at home, and right there pays off for Sadeihi. And again, like you said, this is not where Aquinas offense wants to be, 3rd and long situations.
Well, they converted on 3rd and 17. What will they do on 3rd down and 6? Skinner on the roll. Skinner throws to the sideline. Incomplete, nearly intercepted there by Baird. As the time they were targeting Penny, it looked like Baird had a better angle on the football here, as watch number 6 here in red just can't hang on as he hit the chalk there on the sidelines.
And Aquinas is going to punt the football here, going to try and pin Miege deep down in their territory. Obviously, you're on punt fake alert right now if you're Miege. You don't want to give up a play here that's going to keep the ball in Aquinas' hands.
Miege just blocked a punt in their last 3 playoff games, so look out as the punt away by Max Dorfler will trickle down near the 10-yard line, and right there as it goes 34 yards on the punt, no return, and Miege will get it for the first time in the second half. They'll be backed up to their own 10-yard line, but leading by 2 touchdowns. Still plenty of time left. 8:23 to play in your third quarter.
This Aquinas defense feels like they're going to have to make a stop here and try and get the ball back into their offense hands without giving up any points.
Well, 3 receivers to the left of Armstrong as Beasley. Good to see him back in. We thought maybe he got nicked up there with an ankle injury. Tackle from behind on a long run, but he is back in there. Not much doing on that running play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Beasley has a rushing touchdown of 1 yard back in the second quarter. Pressure on the quarterback, hit as he throws. Coppage not able to get that one as the coverage good there by Bittner, and Armstrong took a hit just as he released the football, and the pass sailed incomplete. Let's see who's coming in here. Looked like that was Charlton, number 28, I believe, put the hit on Armstrong. 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 9 for the Stags, backed up after the punt. Armstrong looking deep middle, has Jensen, the tight end, just killing the Saints tonight as he's across the 35 for the 1st down catch. Dagan Jensen, as he goes for a gain of 26 and the 1st down.
Yeah, just a tight end release right up the middle of the field, and Armstrong will put touch on that ball and get it over the 2nd level. Good 1st down pickup there for Miege, but again, if you're this Aquinas defense, you got to identify where 89 is on 3rd downs, as they've gone to him now past 3 or 4 times.
Well, Jensen, we mentioned, went for 146 and 2 touchdowns, and I believe he's over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown in this ball game. So number 89 has really hurt the STA defense this year. Here's Armstrong releasing down the field to Coppage. Incomplete, flag down as Coppage and Bittner collided on the field as Coppage stopped the route short and Bittner kept running and just kind of ran through him and get called for a pass interference.
It's such a tough play for a defensive back, but you've got to get your head turned around. 9 times out of 10, they won't call it if you're playing the ball, but when you're face guarding like that, it looks like he got his head around, so I thought that was a pretty good defensive play there. Like the referee from the middle of the field threw the flag.
Was there a grab with the left arm?
I think maybe there's a little bit of contact, but again, he got his head around and got that hand up. Could go either way there.
Penalty results in a 1st down at midfield. It's a running play to David Garcia, and David Garcia's got limited touches tonight. That might have been his first run of the night, and he runs for a 1st down. This guy is a scrappy little back at 165, the junior who's been fighting an ankle issue as he got leveled by O'Brien, but not after acquiring a 1st down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good cut back there by Garcia. Good job up front by Miege. Will kind of seal that edge, and Garcia's one of those guys that's got some speed in the open field.
Track guy. Coaching staff says he gives them a big run when they need it. And another nice run by Garcia, showing good vision, good patience. Yes. Get a nice chunk of some 8 yards, but watch this run by David Garcia. They're just waiting for the blocks to open up. That's the patience, and showed the good vision, and it'll be a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. David Garcia, one of the vocal leaders, averaging 53 yards per game, 9 touchdowns on the season rushing. Now here's Armstrong going for it all and has a man for a touchdown. That is Taryn Jackson. And he beat his man by a wide margin. It goes for 31 yards. Armstrong now with 35 touchdown passes. Jackson with 7 receiving touchdowns. And tell you what, Johnny, he was so wide open you were worried, is he going to hold on to this one here? But he did. And Miege opening up now a 20-point lead in the third quarter.
Yeah, and you could see Armstrong's eyes light up there as he saw Jackson all alone up the sideline and just throws the ball out there, and Jackson able to run underneath of it. But this Miege offense has not skipped a beat to start the second half, has worked their way down the field. Up 3 scores now on St. Thomas Aquinas. And if you're Aquinas now, you're kind of thinking about maybe dialing in some more pass plays, trying to get some points on the board as you're playing catch up now. And 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. You got to get points in a hurry here.
Coach Holmes all fired up with his offense as they have been spectacular tonight.
You see the scoring drive there, 8 plays, covered 90 yards, 2 minutes off the clock. Again, it's Miege offense. When it gets in rhythm, it's tough to stop. Just 5 or 6 guys that can have big plays, and right there we saw Garcia with some good runs and Jensen with big third down catch.
Rizzi from the 11. Rizzi, it's 15 yards. So it's a 4 touchdown night for Mac Armstrong. So I think I sold him short. 36 touchdown passes. 2 to Coppage, 1 to Jensen, and 1 to Jackson. So Mac Armstrong continues his MVP season as 36 touchdowns, 4 INTs. He threw 5 last week, has 4 this week. And the running play to Carroll. Carroll, maybe he had the ball knocked out, and I think Carroll got it back. Ball was kind of poked free by Aiden Wing, and then Carroll said, I'm done running the football here. I got to go get the football back. As it looked like Wing was ripping at this ball here at the end of this run. They're right there. He knocked it out. And then Carroll able to secure it back. And ran for the first down. From the 38, quick pass. Receiver can't hang on. It's incomplete. And that receiver frustrated there as that one hit him right in the breadbasket, and he couldn't hold on. As that was Jack Forgy, and he wants this one back.
Yeah, Forgy had some space to turn upfield, but maybe he thought about doing that before securing that catch. That would have been a big pickup there.
Flexbone only passes about 20% of the time. This version of the flexbone is Skinner. The quarterback runs it, and he'll get yardage to the 44, about 6 yards for Aiden Skinner. Still going to leave him about 3rd down and 4.
Looks like Carroll's coming up a little bit hobbled. Not sure if he took a shot to the lower body, but
he's not coming out. He's still in that huddle.
He's definitely not coming out of the game.
And now we'll get a timeout for Bishop Miege. As you saw Pat Hansen there, the defensive coordinator, kind of jump out and want to burn the timeout. Coach Holmes talking about Coach Hansen, all those years coaching with Liberty, Schlegel, Harmon, William Jewell, and he said he would really like to get Coach Hansen to a state championship game as their defensive coordinator in his first year.
Yeah, he definitely deserves it. He's a heck of a guy, and just not able to get over that hump as a head coach, but here he is at Miege, leading a really good defense this year, and I think that's probably something John Holmes will talk about. The biggest thing is you got to have that defensive mentality. In the past few years, he's just kind of struggled with that, but this year, like you said, only given up, 14, 16 points, so big turnaround with Pat Hansen as the D coordinator.
Little side note for your future viewing at Spectrum Sports, Coach Holmes is mic'd up, And you just saw in that 30-second clip how much he talks, whether it's to himself, to his players, to his other coaches, to the headset. He is always talking. That should be an interesting piece put together by our own Sean Belden, as Carroll looking like his okay as he runs for the first down.
Well, this team, you know, feeds off Coach Holmes' energy, and he's a guy that's very passionate about winning, and it's easy to root for a guy like that.
Play action, Skinner under pressure and going down, sacked. And it's Jalen Wilson, the junior, converted offensive lineman. They needed him on the D-line, and plays like this. And the defensive coordinator looks like a genius. Jalen Wilson, the sack.
Yeah, just pressure right up the middle, and Carroll tried to get a little bit of a chip block there, but Wilson runs right through it. Able to bring Skinner down for a big loss, and again, Aquinas pushed back. 2nd and 18 now.
Back to the 40-yard line with the sack. And here's a reverse coming. And this is one of their wide receivers across midfield, and that is Kyle Krisman, and he took a hard lick as he crossed the 50-yard line. Look at this hit by the Stags in the secondary as they went with some trickeration here to the senior wide receiver. And he is hit hard on the play. Now 3rd down and 7, a little more manageable after that gadget play worked for him. And of course, they'll run it with Carroll, and he's spun down by Wilson. Wilson having a good defensive series for the Stags. And it's going to be, looks like 4th down and a couple of yards facing the Saints as we're late into the 3rd quarter. 4th down and 2. Must convert situation now. Carroll, and he gets it to the 40-yard line, and that should be enough for the Saints to move the chains. 1st down.
That's a tough 2 yards he just picked up right there, and
yep,
your back's against the wall.
Baker North trying to hold on and spin him back, but the Stags say no. The officials say yes. New set of downs for St. Thomas Aquinas from the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Again, Skinner back to pass, under pressure, going down in a heap, back to midfield. And it is Sadehi with a sack.
There's a flag.
Flag is down, like Johnny mentioned. Let's see what the call is.
And it's down the field, so again, you're thinking holding on the defense.
And you are the prophet. So wipe off the sack for Arasto, and penalty flag coming up on the Stags defense. We'll wait for them to make the call.
And I think they're trying to decide where the penalty is going to be assessed from. So I think it's going to be from the original line of scrimmage. So you basically just wipe the sack away and tack on the 10 yards here. Looks like the chain gang's already got it marked off here.
Defensive holding. And they move it from the 41 all the way down to the 31, the 10-yard walk-off. So the yardage assessed from the line of scrimmage, which was just past the 40, now just from the 31. Here's Carroll still fighting inside the 25, spun down near the 23-yard line.
Well, we've been waiting for the Sean Carroll, Justice Betts to meet right here.
Yep.
Carroll able to pick up some extra yards.
Betts went backwards. Wing finally brought him down after a gain of 6. Here's Carroll. And trying a little spinorama.
Kind of slipped as he was going into that spin move.
It's going to be 3rd down and 3 facing the Saints. As approaching 1 minute to go in your 3rd quarter. You're down by 21 points. And the ball was on the field. Carroll picks it up, gets the 1st down inside the 20, but once again a flag is down. Back near the 22-yard line. Carroll Johnny on the spot, picking up the football and able to get the yardage. But let's see what the flag's all about. It's on the Saints.
So now you're taking a 3rd and 3 and pushing it back to a 3rd and 8.
Like Carroll's little brother might have moved a little early. The right guard, yeah, he was a little bit leaning, kind of leaning in. Number 76, the freshman. First freshman to start on offense for Coach Dreiling. And the little brother of Sean Carroll. So now, Johnny mentioned, now this makes a tougher ask. 3rd down and 7 from the 28-yard line. Clock under a minute to play in your 3rd quarter, and you're trailing by 21 to go to the state championship game. Here's Carroll. Game plan doesn't change. They'll still dial up number 23, and he will run for the 1st down. I talked to Coach Dreiling about that. When you get behind the sticks, and forced to pass, he goes, we're never forced to pass. We can get 8 yards running or passing, and 23 seems to be the guy doing that. As this time, not much gained on the play by the quarterback, Skinner. So you don't force Coach Dreiling's hand, but
he's done it long enough where he's got confidence in what he's trying to get his guys to do on offense, and very rarely is he going to veer off into the passing game a whole lot.
Well, he's got the 8 state championships. As here's Carroll. And he did mention, though, that Eddie Crewell's record of 9 at Cape and Mount Carmel, that's what he is trying to break. And he'd like to be the all-time state championship leader. Crewell has 9, the former coach there at Cape and Mount Carmel. Dreiling has 8, but his team down by 21 as we go to the 4th quarter, as you're watching the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week on Spectrum Sports. The Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee. They're proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Hy-Vee scoring by quarters, a big 2nd quarter by the Stags, and they haven't looked back. That touchdown pass to Jackson in the 3rd quarter, and they lead it 35-14. Special happy 59th birthday to one of our crew members, the guy on the sidelines, Mark Robinson. Staying warm there on the sidelines, and I want to say happy birthday to him. As Carroll, there he is, working the parabola and flexing.
Staying warm.
Yep, staying warm. And here's Carroll, bottled up on this play.
Starting to see Miege playing downhill now that inside the 5-yard line.
That was Wilson that finally finished him off, but the D-line for the Stags doing a good job tonight. Guys like Baker North.
See if Aquinas doesn't try and sneak somebody out here.
2nd down. This is Carroll. Carroll got a stumbling start. Worked his way near the 2-yard line before he is grabbed, looked like by his jersey and shoulder pads, and kind of escorted back. It'll be 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and goal. They kind of looked like his teammate was grabbing him there. That was kind of fake. And now to the outside, trying to get to the edge and stretch it across the goal line, in for the touchdown. And they score. Jack Forgy, you saw him in that drop pass, able to get it into the end zone with the left-hand stretch over the pylon. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas from 2 yards out.
It looked like Forgy had the option to cut it upfield, but instead goes for that front pylon and able to reach that ball just right over. Wasn't sure if the referee had a good spot, but he was able to get in a good position there, and Aquinas able to get points on the board.
Seabolt the extra point, 4th rushing touchdown for Forgy, who redeems himself after the drop with the short touchdown run.
And just the pitch play, and he thought right there maybe he was going to try and cut it upfield, and finds that pylon. Good blocking on the edge there by Penny.
Baird was there, couldn't make the stop. Wing was there, couldn't make the stop. Forgy just hovered the ball over the pylon for the rushing touchdown. And the door is still cracked open for Aquinas, as now they trail 35-21. Still a lot of time left here in the 4th quarter.
Well, if you're Miege, you're on alert here for a surprise onside kick, as this Aquinas team needs to get the ball back and try and get 2 scores on the board. So those front line guys for Miege, you got to make sure you see the ball off the tee.
Seabolt is their kicker as the student section gets in 21 push-ups. Count them off in the Saints cheering section. Let's see, do they go for the onside kick, or do they go for a positional kick, or they just kick it deep? What is the special teams coach for the Saints thinking? And he will go a little pooch kick, and it's fielded at the 21-yard line by the Saints. And they'll run it to the 30-yard line. And that was Tommy Wright, one of the wide receivers for the Saints. Some of the good hands people. Well, this is a big drive for the Saints. You know what the Stags are thinking? They want to play keep away here and run the clock, but the Saints are looking for a 3 and out, a big defensive stand if they want to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, it's going to start up front with these 4 defensive linemen for Aquinas. They've got to get pressure in Mac Armstrong's face. Try and disrupt this offense a little bit.
From the 30, running play, Beasley, only 1 yard. Yes. He is taken down by Wyatt Potter, who is the Eagle linebacker in this 4-2-5 defense.
Good job by Carlton there, taking on that initial block.
Carlton kind of laid the groundwork, and Potter cleaned up and got the glory as he got the sack. The underappreciated defensive line soaking up all those blocks while the linebackers make all the tackles. 2nd down and long. Armstrong pulls it down and throws, and it is complete. There was a lot of white jerseys there, but Jensen bails him out. The tight ends had a big night as he makes the catch to the 36 for 4 yards. In the area was Joey Goodnow, the safety. And
well, you saw Elmore trying to get his hands up and knock that ball down, kind of threw the timing off for Armstrong. And Kev, like you said, fortunate that Goodnow wasn't able to get his hands on it.
There's the conversion tonight. Miege 7 for 8 on 3rd down. They have been good. Need one here. 3rd down and 3. Armstrong down the field, and the pass is caught. Oh my gosh, what a catch by Jensen with a defender draped all over him. Dagan Jensen, 13 yards and a 1st down, and this was not an easy catch by the Miege tight end.
Well, Armstrong staying in the pocket there, able to step up, throw a good ball.
Got a guy with his hand right in his chest plate.
Great coverage by Hancock, but Jensen's got those strong hands, able to pull that ball down.
Huge 3rd down conversion as the clock continues to run, under 9 to play in regulation. who goes to the capital city of Topeka, as this running play is stopped after a couple. As you mentioned, Dylan Elmore on the tackle on DeAndre Beasley. Dylan Elmore, another guy that's going to wrestle in college at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis. And he was a 2021 state champion at 160 in the state of Kansas. So a lot of good wrestlers there for the St. Thomas Aquinas wrestling team and football team.
Well, if you're Aquinas, you got to make sure you're trying to get that ball out. This clock is running now under 8 minutes to go. Got to try and get a turnover, try and turn the tides, get the ball back to your offense.
Beasley to the boundary, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Beasley down the sidelines and finally pushed out, but showing great balance. And it is a first down run for DeAndre Beasley, having a big night running the football tonight for the Stags.
It's good to see him back out there as he came out in the second quarter. Looked like he was a little hobbled, but comes back in the second half and looks like he's back at full strength as he breaks through a couple tackles there. And
yeah, that was a 20-yard run, and he didn't think he was going to get much. He thought he was going to be held to single digits, and he's able to break the tackles, goes for 20, new set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 28. Nothing doing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, if that. David Garcia. Some limited amount of touches, but he's been very effective tonight.
Well, when you need a set of fresh legs to spell Beasley, Garcia's been that guy. And again, the guy just picks up yardage every time he touches the ball. Nothing fancy about it, just runs in between the tackles. Kind of uses that low center of gravity to pick up good yards.
Now you see the Stags managing the clock, taking their time, waiting for the clock to go to single digits before they snap it. And this is a running play, and breaking through is David Garcia. What a run down to the 20-yard line. As this guy always seems to finish strong on his runs. David Garcia. It's going to be 3rd down and a couple here as he's finally brought down on the play. See the players looking to the sideline. Grunhard and Grossadeer are your offensive coordinators, the co-offensive coordinators. And trying to convert on 3rd down and 3. Quarterback Armstrong keeps it on the read and able to get the first down as he dives down near the 16-yard line. Let's see where they spot this football. I think they're going to move it back a yard to the 17. And he's able to get it here and just made a guy miss. And his knee was down back near the 17.
It looked like Carlton had him wrapped up in the backfield, but Armstrong able to break free, and that would have been a huge stop for Aquinas. Instead, Miege and Armstrong able to move the chains and keep the drive alive. More importantly, keep the clock moving.
And Garcia getting the tote. Not much doing there. As Wyatt Potter, the linebacker, the junior, secured the tackle. Give him a gain of about 2, 2nd down. 8 yards to go. Johnny mentioned the clock running and the Stags in no hurry to snap the ball. This is called managing the 4th quarter when you have a 2-touchdown lead. And Mac Armstrong, a cool customer on a cold night. Late in that other semifinal in 4A, Wamego, the #1 seed out west, is leading the ball game as we had a flag on Bishop Miege. So Wamego trying to make their first ever appearance in the state championship game. Got a young man headed to Army to play college football. Oviette. I believe he was a quarterback. He's going to Army as a quarterback, but they're using him, I believe, as a running back right now. He got injured earlier in the year, so Wamego trying to make some history and Miege trying to get there to take him on, as here's Beasley breaking tackles. Beasley still fighting, and he's down to the 11-yard line. Boy, DeAndre just so exciting running the football, and never gives up on a play.
Yeah, you'd like to see him keep that ball a little bit closer to his body there, but you see he's an effective runner. Good job of reading his blocks, keeping those legs moving.
Well, now it's 3rd down and 5. Again, the clock going to single digits before they snap it. That clock below our regular timer is the play clock. Fake it on a pitch. Now going to throw to the end zone, and it's out of bounds, incomplete, intended for Coppage, as Bittner had the coverage. And now it looks like the kicking team coming out to try a field goal with Stephen Neenan.
Yeah, it looks like they wanted to go to Jensen out of the backfield, but Aquinas does a good job of identifying him. Took that option away, and Armstrong's only throw was to throw it up to Coppage. He's not able to bring it down, but Stephen Neenan's a guy who John Holmes can definitely count on.
29-yard attempt. Danny Rottinghouse, the holder, and the kick up, and it is good. Stephen Neenan, all fired up as he drilled it from 29 out, and it's 38-21 Stags.
Yeah, now it's a 3-possession game. So give Holmes a lot of credit, having confidence in his kicker to go out there on a cold night, but knew that if they made that, it's going to put him up 3 scores with less than 5 minutes to go.
That's a young man that's had some dark times. I mean, 2020, he missed a big field goal against St. James that didn't allow his team to go to the state championship game, and you know he's thought about that and probably was thinking about that when he lined up to kick that 29-yarder, but, you know.
Well, the best thing about him is he kept a positive mindset and didn't let that affect him, and, you know, you get to go out your senior year and have your coach count on you to go out there and put points on the board. Huge field goal there for Stephen Neenan.
That was a no-doubter. He drilled it as Anderson with the kickoff. Rizzi on the run-up from the 14-yard line. And again, Tommy Wright, been the special teams star tonight, makes another tackle just across the 35-yard line. Special teams so important, as now Skinner and the offense coming out. 4 and some change left. You've got all 3 of your timeouts, but now you're down, like Johnny said, by 3 scores. There's Neenan, the kicker, on the sidelines.
You're definitely going to have to put the ball in the air here. The clock's definitely not in your favor, and you got to pick up first downs to try and get that clock to stop, get your offense lined up. So we'll see what they elect to do here on first down.
Back to pass, Skinner. Flush, flag is down, throwing down the field, incomplete, and now the players getting tangled up on the sidelines. McCallop and Brown. Now Brown knocks one of the players down, and that was Hayward, the strong safety, who got up but was grabbed by a teammate. So 2 flags to contend with here as Brown will go to the sidelines, and I'm sure hear it from the coaching staff.
Well, you had the 10-yard holding, and now you're going to tack on another 15. So, when you're down 3 scores, the last thing you need is a boneheaded play, and right there, Talon Brown, just something you can't do, especially after the play. Referee right in front of you throws the flag without hesitation. Now they're going to be pushed back 25 yards.
Steve Moritz sorting it all out with his crew again. Terry Kenny's normally the white hat in this crew, and he injured his ankle. Wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully see him down the road and the basketball season. Oh, they gave Miege the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Now, wait a minute. Maybe he just signaled wrong. No, now he's saying the unsportsmanlike should go on St. Thomas Aquinas. He's yelling to Coach Holmes. I pointed the wrong way. And a big walk back by St. Thomas Aquinas. Apologize, the mic not working for Steve Moritz. Might be frozen on his body there.
So they're going to decline the holding call and then take the unsportsmanlike after the play. So it's just going to be 15 yards. You see these guys tangled up, like you said, Kev, and can't get into those extracurricular activities. And I think right there, no flags, and then the push.
Yep,
right in
it
front
was
of the referees.
The safety man that got chucked on the play. McCallop able to walk away. He took the brunt of what the tight end was giving in that tangle. And able to walk away as they get it to the edge. And the running play by Forgy. We saw them score a touchdown, and now another flag is down as the player was tackled near the Saints sideline, and we'll have to wait and see what this is all about.
Saw Skinner take a big hit there as he pitched that ball out to his running back.
Horse collar, maybe face mask.
You saw the ball carrier kind of go down awkwardly, almost like a feet first baseball slide. And
yep, you got a face mask.
see Skinner here take a big hit.
Yep.
Looks like it's Betts on the.
Yeah, Betts grabbed him around the face mask, move it back to the 48-yard line. Skinner's pass is to Forgy, who's open. Forgy fighting hard, and Forgy will get it to the 37, a gain of looks like 11 and a first down for the Saints, who need to hurry.
Yeah, you got
down by 17.
You got to get up on the line of scrimmage. The clock stops to reset the chains, but as you see there, the White Hats getting that clock rolling. You got to be ready to snap the ball.
Skinner setting up the screen to Carroll, and he's got running room. Sean, freight train out of control, works it down near the 13-yard line, and a gain of 24 yards as you could hear the Miege bench going, screen, screen. And there goes Carroll off to the races.
Well, that's easiest way to bring him down is tackling him from behind around the legs.
Ben Fry, the saving tackle, is here's Carroll again, pounding down to the 5, still fighting to the 4. Or he's double teamed on the tackle.
And clock runs is not able to pick up the first down there.
Nope, it'll be second down and short. First down near the 3 in this running play by Carroll. Should get them the first down. It'll be first and goal now from the 2-yard line, but again, the Saints have to speed up the process as the clock continues to wind on a 17-point Bishop Miege lead. Here's Carroll off the right side and in for the Saints touchdown. Sean Carroll's third rushing touchdown of the night. He now has 31 on the season, but might be a little too late as Stags make it a 38-27 ball game with the PAT upcoming for Matt Siebold. Siebold's extra point splits the uprights. And it's a 10-point lead, 38-28, Miege. As you take a look at the scoring drive by St. Thomas Aquinas. Again, another double-digit play drive, Johnny.
Yeah, you know, you knew that they were going to have to throw the ball a little bit, but end up finishing off the drive on the ground. And look at Sean Carroll tonight. The amount of broken tackles this guy has each game has got to be in the double digits. And like Kev said, he's got 3 touchdowns on the ground, but he's probably carried the ball 30 times tonight, and he looks like he hasn't missed a beat at all. As finishes that drive in the end zone and brings it closer now. 10-point game. Obviously, now you're in an onside kick scenario here, so you see Miege bringing all 10 guys up there. Got one guy deep just in case they try and pooch it over the top, but got to make sure you let the ball travel 10 yards if you're Aquinas.
Got in the 28 push-ups. Here comes the onside kick. We think. Miege thinks so. They've got 10 guys. 10 yards out. There it is. And the ball is bouncing around. It looks like the Stags have covered it up. Securing the football. I'll tell you what, you talk about an MVP on offense tonight. You're looking at number 89, Dagan Jensen, the tight end.
Well, that's a tough ball to field.
Yeah, this one took a weird hop right at the end. That's it right there, and he was able to get his right hand on it. That came up on his body.
Well, that's what you're fearing, right, is that ball popping up on you, but he does a good job of smothering that ball and getting the hand on it.
Well, a big night for 89 in red for Miege. A lot of big catches tonight for the tight end.
Yeah, just over the middle. He's just got so much space, and Armstrong does a good job of finding him when he's open right there. Contested catch into the end zone. But this guy knows he's going to take some shots over the middle of the field, but does a good job of securing the ball. And big night for him tonight.
Over 100 yards receiving in back-to-back games against the Saints. As here's Beasley. And now flags after the play. Beasley was hit late, and I think the Saints are going to get flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct, and he's a little shaken up. You see him shaking his head. And now the frustration starting to set in as Saints, I think, are going to get penalized again for a late hit. Like Beasley's momentum was stopped, and then he took kind of a late shot. You can hear a lot of grumbling from the home crowd, the Miege fans. Yeah, another penalty on the Saints.
Well, I didn't think the whistle had blown, but you know they're going to call that if there's a pile and kind of jump on the pile. Cayenne Payne's the guilty party there, but can you see him fighting for?
Boop. Yeah, he did. Kind of just stuck him a little late there, and that's what the penalty is all about. Moving the ball down to the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bishop Miege offense. Beasley. Stags try to, or the Saints try to strip the Stags running back. Not doing. They maintain possession. Involved in the stop that time was the linebackers trying to get a strip. And we get a timeout. Coming up next week, we head to Pittsburgh State University. And, well, this is the Final Four in 5A. Mill Valley trying to go back to back to back. As Blue Valley Southwest defeated DeSoto. And Mill Valley is playing Blue Valley Southwest, and a Hayes-Mays matchup. That's we need to check in with Bethany Bowman on those matchups. We're seeing that it looks like Mill Valley has moved on as this running play to Beasley. So Joel Appleby's team has moved on as Bethany gives us an update on the 5A bracket there.
Yeah, guys. Mays was up pretty big in that one. At the half, it was 21-9, and then it looks like, I'm pulling up Twitter here, trying to get some service here in the Dahl Stadium. Let's see what we got. It's a pretty big lead there for Mays. I felt pretty comfortable saying they were moving on to that 5A state title game.
So
Rematch.
it's the rematch. Avery Johnson against that Mill Valley stubborn, tough defense. Of course, Avery Johnson, the commit to Kansas State, but I'm hearing other suitors are still coming in, and K-State's biting their fingernails trying to keep this kid. His beautiful blonde hair and his great speed. Gary Guzman's team in Mays trying to get back to the state championship and win one for Avery, but they got to get past the Mill Valley Jaguars and that juggernaut that they built. 3rd down and 6 after the timeout. And Beasley running for the first down. DeAndre Beasley. And that should pretty much wrap it up as the fans on the Stags side start to celebrate going back to the state championship for the first time since 2019 as Beasley gets the first down run. He's had a very good night rushing the football. He got nicked up on a tackle from behind, and things starting to be a celebration here in Roland Park for the victory formation is being set up. 1st and 10 from the 22, and the Stags, Johnny, they have the 10 state titles, 6 under Coach Holmes. This would be their 14th try at a state championship. First time back to state since 2019. It looks like they're going to get Wamego. Wamego, an undefeated team, and a team making their first ever state appearance against a team that's been there about 1,000 times in Bishop Miege at Hummer Sports Park in Topeka next Saturday the 26th. That should be a good one there in the capital city of Kansas. We are headed to the 5A state championship game, where it looks like it'll be Mays Mill Valley round 2 as John Holmes and the Stags going to celebrate. Coach Dreiling trying for next year as he's stuck on 8 state titles as he tries to break the state record Eddie Crewell set at Cape and Mount Carmel of 9. As this might be the final snap. 3rd down and 10. Armstrong and the Stags. You're going to Topeka to play for a 4A state championship in 2022 as you get the payback on a team that beat you in week 6 after blowing a big lead, 29-26. This time, this is the only game they'll remember. 38-28, Bishop Miege wins it. They're 10-2, and they're going to Topeka to play Wamego in the 4A state championship game. And St. Thomas Aquinas will end their season at 9-3, and their season ends tonight in the state semifinals, losing to their rival, Bishop Miege. Tell you what, so many stars here tonight. But I think Mac Armstrong getting a big hug from his coach. A guy that really was not on many people's radar as we send it down to Bethany.
Coach, after tonight, only 9 teams plus times 2, 18 remain in the state of Kansas. You are one of those. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels great. We knew this was going to be a battle. They gave us everything that we wanted. Our guys fought. They responded. Defense played the way they needed to play. Our offense kept getting scores, and that's a really good football team we just beat. I'm just so proud of these guys.
You mentioned this week that Mac's only turnovers of the season came in the 2 losses, and he was so good tonight. We see you with an emotional moment with him there. How proud of him are you?
Oh, man, so proud of him. He went through a lot last year, and every starting quarterback we've had since 2009 has played in the state championship game now, and Mac, that's what he wanted. I'm just so proud of him.
Congratulations, Coach. Moving on.
Yeah,
good game.
Good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Bethany. Thanks, Coach. And Hy-Vee postgame coming up next. Stags going to the 4A state championship in Topeka, November 26th. Congratulations to John Holmes and Bishop Miege. 10-2, headed to Hummer Sports Park in Topeka to play for another state crown. They're looking for their 11th as a school. John Holmes looking for his 7th. Johnny, no turnovers. Mac Armstrong good. Jensen with all those clutch catches. Coppage got him started with some receiving touchdowns. Beasley was strong running the ball tonight. And the defense was pretty good tonight as well. A good overall win for the Stags.
Yeah, and we knew it was going to be a tough task on both sides of the ball for Bishop Miege tonight. But when you play complementary football like they did tonight, both offense, defense, feeding off each other, this Miege team is going to be really tough to knock off in the state championship game.
Special thanks to the Kansas State High School Activities Association, our ADs, Ken Fox, Joe Schramp, our coaches, Randy Dreiling and John Holmes. Our producer's been Joe Novacek. We're headed to Pittsburgh State, 5A state championship. Avery Johnson and Mays versus Mill Valley, Saturday the 26th, 1 o'clock, Spectrum Sports. Be there. And I want to say for Johnny Beck, Bethany Bowman, this is Kevin White saying so long from Dixon-Dahl Stadium in Roland Park, Kansas. Congratulations, Bishop Miege.